Hello and welcome to Who Dares Watch TV. I am your host, Mike B. Here we are, back in the bunker after the not being in the bunker last week. And God, it's hot. Bloody hot. I'm sweating. So I just thought I'd exclaim that, just in case you hadn't noticed it. But yes, we are in the middle of a minor heat wave here in the UK. And as per usual, standard British thing, we whinge about the weather, whatever's going on. But yeah, damn, it's hot. So, a bit later this week, mainly because, well, I'll tell you why in a minute. So we're later this week, but we'll dig straight into stuff. Let's indulge ourselves straight into stuff. Let's do some Kickstarter news. Not a massive amount on Kickstarter that's tantalizing me at the moment. There is obviously Terraforming Mars. The tiles are available on Terraforming Mars. I love Terraforming Mars. I have Terraforming Mars. I play Terraforming Mars. I would love to play Terraforming Mars at the moment, but we can't. God damn it. But yes, so anyway, that's on there for the moment. So the cheapest offer is about $79 for the base, just the tiles. I think it's $100 for the big box, which will store everything in it. I've had a kind of a couple of heavy duty Kickstarter months. I mean, there was I did back Nemesis Lockdown, so that's kind of done me for the month already. So this has come at the wrong time. Maybe if I hadn't expended on that, I might be tempted. It's quite an outlay. They do look all right. I just don't think I need it. And also, what's with the add-ons? Having to charge for the dual layer boards? Really? Come on, you can't give them with the box. You're spending $100. You're not giving them that on the box. Good God, man. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm a little bit miffed that you can't get the exclusives without outlaying a big chunk of cash on it. I don't know if it's needed. It's a nice thing to have. I can't afford it at the moment, so I'm not having it. So that's that. Intrepid is on, which I've had a peek at. It looks kind of like Gravity, the board game, if you've ever seen the movie. Which is kind of a cool movie with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock in the space station, and some really cool swirly camera effects. It looks like a great game. My issue with it is it doesn't look like a great game, if that makes sense. The game itself looks solid and it's getting a huge amount of buzz and it looks fantastic, but the aesthetics of it just are a bit flat. It's kind of, if it were a bit more just... The art that's kind of shown on the thing looks very cool, but then actually looking at it, most of it's grey tiles and stuff. And I'm kind of like, it's probably a cracking game, probably a really good cooperative challenge to resolve. Really good fun, really thematic, I'm sure. It looks at all of that stuff, but it just looks a bit boring. So yeah, I don't know. And also it's another cooperative game solving an issue. I have co-op games. I like the theme. I like the idea of it. It looks really cool. It may be something that floats your boat. I think if it looks as good as it sounds, I think I would have been possibly tempted. But again, it's been a heavy month, and I'm trying to kind of calm it down. So I'm yes, tempted, but no. So that's the couple of things I've seen. There's a lot of other stuff on there, but nothing else is kind of launching itself at me to make me go, oh, that looks amazing. There's been lots of kerfuffle in the board game industry and stuff. There's more stuff, more people are dickheads. That's all I can say. What's wrong with people at the moment? I'm not even going to go into that because it's depressing now, to be honest, to go into it. I mean, honestly, it's not much to ask to be civil to each other and to not be a Nazi. That's all we say. Cards Against Humanity released a statement. Max Tempin has been kicked off their board of directors, or he's out, because apparently he's an absolute colossal dickhead. Who knew? The Cards Against Humanity. Someone there behind that is as foul as their game itself. Personally, as I said it before, I think it's had its day. It's just feels like it's not really... It's not a great game, and it's kind of vile, and it's probably had its day in the sun, and it's probably time for it to drift off in its twilight years, and yeah, fuck off. But there we go. That's that. Anyway, so that's kind of that. There's other news. None of it was terribly enthralling. There's lots of virtual cons coming up, which I've not been covering, so we've not done that. So there we go. So what's going on with me? So the reason this is late is, number one, is because of this. Okay, The Last of Us Part 2. This came out, I got this for Father's Day. I loved The Last of Us. The original Last of Us was fantastic, and graphically looked very good for its age. But the story, I loved the story. It was not doing anything new, but how it did with the characters. If you've never played the original Last of Us, just a great sort of story, and there's a deep story in there. It could be taken as just a very standard, the characters of the guy, father figure, and the daughter, but actually there's a lot going on behind the scenes of that. There's a lot more subtlety to it, and I liked that it did, and it had a very brave end to that game, which I wouldn't spoil in case you've never played it. But it was very character driven. It felt like playing a Netflix TV series. That's what it felt like. This. Absolutely more the same. I mean, I've not finished it yet. I've played a good few hours of it, and it is enthralling. It looks stunning. It's a gorgeous game to look at. It's hard going in that the storyline and what it's doing. I know it's been review bombed online. What's all that about? People just having issues with how it's done. There's a lot of rumour about Naughty Dog's production, but I mean, at the moment, what I've seen of it is astoundingly well written and acted. And games, the part of the game you get to do is very good. I'm enjoying the game, but the story is what I'm there for. And my God, this story is enthralling, and it's brutal and it's heartbreaking, and it's wonderful. And only video games can do this. Board games can't do this. It's a shame, but they can't do it. Yes, for the experience alone, I am absolutely loving that. But that's the reason why this is delayed, because I did have a little sesh of The Last of Us rather than filming a video on Monday. Sorry. So that's that. So that's kind of kept me entertained, and it will continue to keep me entertained for the time being, and I'm loving a bit of that. What else have we doing? Well, I've been reading some books. I picked this up on a recommendation, which is Vietnam Black, which is exactly what you expect. It's a story of set in Vietnam, and a bunch of GIs end up going off to find a spy or do something, and they suddenly find themselves being attacked or pursued by a giant killer centipede, the Vietnam Black. Yes, so it sounds like the setup of a sci-fi movie, sci-fi channel movie, and I'll be honest with you, it reads like that. It's really not very good. I've not actually managed to finish it yet. It's quite big print. It's just awfully written. The idea is sound. I like the idea. Really, I was sold on the idea of this, but God almighty, the guy's a British writer. And really, some research wouldn't have hurt. How hard is it? Even just go and watch Full Metal Jacket and Platoon and Apocalypse Now would have been some research. There's too much anglicised versions of wording and stuff in here. It's like, I'm going to bed. No, you go to your bunk. I don't know. It just really disconnected me. I've tried to read it. I've got a few chapters in. It reads like a sci-fi movie channel movie. And if that's your bag, then fine. But it's not very well written. It's kind of hard going. Maybe I'll finish it. I don't know, but I can't recommend it because it's a bit trashy and a bit shit. But good idea. Like probably a good movie on Sci-Fi Channel. But yeah, I'm not going to. If I get around to finishing, I'll let you know. But I'm finding it very hard going. So that's going over there. That's behind that. What I am reading, which is very good, is Devolution by Max Brooks, who did World War Z. And if you read World War Z, that was a cracking read. Really well done. It was done like almost a documentary read of the zombie wars. It was going back in, almost like looking back on what had happened, an alternate history of that. And it was essentially, it was like a mockumentary in a book form. So Max Brooks has done another one, which is this time is Devolution, which is based on the Bigfoot. And this is, again, similar style to what he did with World War Z, in that it's kind of done like a documentary type thing. This is diary entries and reports all pulled together to this event that happens at this eco sort of housing project somewhere in the woods, and Bigfoot murdering each other, or murdering them. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Bigfoot movies. There's not many of them, but things like Snow Beast, if you ever read or saw that as a kid, Snow Beast I loved. It's probably shit now. I've not seen it for years. But as a child, I remember watching it, and I remember it terrifying the bejesus out of me. And I've always been a fan of the Bigfoots and some of these movies, and most of them are terrible. Abominable was very good, actually, if you get a chance to see that. But this is... yeah, that's what this is. And it's really well done. Really enjoying it. Not finished it yet, but damn, it's good. In comparison to that, it's so much better. If you're in the mood for that sort of stuff, or if you like World War Z and you like your Bigfoots, then this is well worth a look. I'm really digging on that. So that's keeping me entertained as well when I get spare moments. And then this turned up. We have a box. Box of stuff. I opened it. I knew what was in here, but I'm going to pop it open anyway. Oh, so this has been sent for me to review. Let me open it up and I'll show you what it is. How terribly exciting. I've got a few other views lined up actually that I need to finish editing because I'm being distracted. But I've got. Well, let's get into this first. Then we'll go to that. So, what have we got? We have Shadows of Kilforth. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I'm making music. I could probably overlay music. It'd be much more exciting. So Shadows of Kilforth. Shadows of Kilforth is the sequel follow-up to Gloom of Kilforth. This is from Hall and Norfolk Productions. Tristan Hall is the designer of it. Gloom of Kilforth, I've never played the full game, but I did play a demo of it many years ago when it was just before it came out at Aircon, actually, one of the early Aircons. That and City of Kings were both kind of coming at the same time. And I really dug. I really liked City of Kings, and I really liked Gloom of Kilforth as well. It was card-based. It's telling sprawling RPG stories. I doubled down on City of Kings, which I've really enjoyed, and then Gloomhaven came out, and that was kind of my obsession for a good year or two. So sadly, due all that, Kilforth kind of fell by the wayside. However, Tristan or Francesca, Tristan's wife, reached out to me and said, would you like to review Shadows? And actually, yes, I would like to review Shadows. It's a card-based game. We'll pop into it and have a look. It's essentially like an RPG-ish experience. It's that kind of questing adventure game. It's all based on using cards. And you kind of go around and you get involved in all sorts of exciting adventures. It can be played solo. And the thing, I'll digress briefly, but I mean, the thing I've always liked about Hall of Nothing's games, especially the Kilforth stuff and all that, and the 1066 Tears of Many Mothers, the historical games he's doing, is the artwork is astounding. And, you know, Kilforth, the original Kilforth, was absolutely gorgeous to look at. So I am expecting more of the same here. So we've got a nice rule book. More of the pointless music. Some cards, stuff. Oh no, it's all falling to bits. Some bits to pop out. Some more bits to pop out. Oh dear, some of that's already popped out. And then we got lots of beepity bits. Lovely. And then, oh look, the cards. Lots of the cards. I'm not going to open these now because it will end up in a catastrophe of stuff everywhere. But yes, the artwork is astounding on this stuff. It looks gorgeous. It's really well put together. I've always liked that. It's dice-based. It's actually a very simple game. I remember playing the original, let's say, Kilforth, and being surprised and impressed at how easy a game it was to play. Go. So what I'm going to be doing with this is making a mess of putting it back in the box for starters. My intention is with this at the moment is I'm going to do a solo play. Because that's going to be the easiest thing to do at the moment because I'm on my own. Possibly, because it's going to play 1 to 4, possibly if I can convince any of the kids to be involved, we might have a more than the solo play version, but I'm definitely intending to sit down and do a solo review of this as a solo experience. Not done much solo play. Now is the opportunity, certainly, to do that. So we'll be following up with that and my thoughts and opinions on that. And then later on, once the whole lockdown shenanigans and all this stuff is completed and finished, we will sit down and do a playthrough of a 4-player game and see how that works. I really enjoyed, as I say, playing the demo I got of Kilforth. Just the opportunity, just you find stuff and you go, oh, what's that going to do? So any of those sort of sprawling video game RPGs where you're just kind of going in and investigating and stuff. It's not a dungeon crawl as such, it's more of a questing game and leveling your characters and just exploring a world. And it's really well realised, what I've seen of it. So really looking forward to giving that a look. That looks cracking, so that is on the top of the list to get through. Reviews-wise, I'm so hot, I'm sweaty. I'm literally sat here, I've done nothing. I've opened a box and I've shown you some books, and already I'm oozing, you know. Yes, I've lost my trail of thought due to sweat. I don't know. It was obviously exciting. Well, these are good. I've enjoyed it. Really looking forward to giving that a shot. Other stuff, yes. Other stuff that's lined up to review. So I've got to look at or review is Outbreak. which I've got most of it filmed. I just need to edit it and play around with. This is coming out on Kickstarter soon. I don't know exactly the date yet on this one, but it's where was it from again? Dark Frontier Games. This is zombie game. Oh, more zombie games, but this is really good fun. I really enjoyed this. This is kind of a tower defense-ish, SimCity-ish feel. If you've played the video game, and I mentioned this before when I first put this up, They Are Billions. It's that you building a settlement, or you having a settlement, and there's this hordes of encroaching zombies coming at you. It's all tile hex based, and it really was refreshingly entertaining. Really enjoyed it. If you're a fan of They Are Billions, or even some SimCity or that sort of stuff, so it's kind of suburbia mixed with Castle Panic. It's a real kind of link. If you're a fan of any of that stuff, this is great. You'll really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. I'll do a review. The review will come out and we'll see that. But yeah, really taking that. But quite interesting. But that, I'm rambling now. That's probably it for the minute. This was just a real quick, because I kind of catch up, just to sort of say hi. I'm still here. Podcast. We have not released a podcast. I know it's just really hard to kind of get stuff done, if you didn't already know that. Yes, I've rambled, I think, really. That's what's happened here. Rambled a lot. So there we go. That's what's entertaining me. I will attempt to avoid playing too much video games and get some more content done. Sorry. But yes. Oh, Jaws of the Lion. Bollocks. That's the other thing I was going to bring up. So yes, Jaws of the Lion is a slimmed down Gloomhaven. It's Gloomhaven Light. It essentially is a... the Gloomhaven experience, but in a tiny box for 4 players. It looks stunning. It really has looked interesting. There's a bunch of videos dropped in the last few days. Vassal's given it a 10 out of 10. I've seen some other people who've got it and had a look at it and think they're all like really raving over how it uses the book, the scenario guidebook, big thick book, as the map on one side and rules on the other, which has been done before. Plaid Hat did a bit of it. They've got it in Forgotten Waters, actually, but more importantly in Stuffed Fables and Mice and Mystics. Mice and Mystics? I think it was Mice and Mystics. Use that format. It's a clever thing, but it looks like they've really kind of streamlined that process in there, and it's getting some rave reviews on that. Loving all this, loving all that. Do you know what I'm not loving? It's a Target exclusive. Why? So all these people are raving about it. It's literally available in one shop in one country at the moment. So that seems a dick move. I don't know. I might well pick it up eventually, because it's more that Gloomhaven experience, and I know we all enjoyed it here. So more of that would be great. But yeah, it seems a bit of a weird choice to offer that, and then really it's so narrowed down that only I say a small group of people, but only really one bunch of people in the US can buy it at the moment from one shop, which seems weird when you've got this kind of big media pour out of it, and it's getting raves and it's out, and then it's no one can buy it. So yeah, cool, yay game, stupid move on publisher's part. What were you thinking? Yes, now I am done. Thank you for tuning in. I've been Mike B. This has been Who Dares Rules. We will be back soon with more of this, some reviews, as I said, and some other stuff. But it's far too hot, really, to be sat in here with lights on and sun is out, and I could probably have a beer and be chilling instead. So thank you for taking time out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for saying and all that sort of stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We are nearly at 300 subscribers. I am looking and thinking about doing some sort of giveaway. The issue is I don't have a lot to give away, because I have no traction. I go to a publisher and go, hey, I like that. They're like, yes, here's the bill. I'm like, shit. But if I can gather some stuff, I might be able to get some old review copy stuff. Maybe offer some peculiarities of stuff I've picked up over the years. I might offer something. I will look at it and I'll do something. Potentially, I'm thinking I might do it via the Patreon to basically, for my own means, to push that. Hey, well, we'll see. Once we hit 300, I'll see what I can come up with as a master plan. Until then, stay safe out there. Enjoy the weather if you have weather near you. If you have no weather, then obviously you're not going to be enjoying it. But until then, goodbye, and thank you for tuning in, and ta-ta.
Bye.